Hey everyone, this is Harmon, and welcome to Comedy History 101, where we school you in comedy. Today, we have a very special reprise episode because there is a vacant seat that has been filled in hell by the passing of OJ Simpson. And we are going to do a reprise episode on the history of OJ Simpson's hidden camera prank show, Juiced. Because in 2006, a producer thought it would be a good idea for a double-acquitted murderer's comeback project to be a zany hidden camera prank show entitled Juiced. As in, a prank is pulled, OJ Simpson pops out and goes, "You've been juiced." At which point the person pranked goes, "Hey, aren't you that guy that murdered those people?" And I, my friends, was hired off an ad on Craigslist to be OJ's funny little sidekick. And we are going to do a deep dive reprise episode on the history of what it was like to pull hidden camera pranks on Juiced alongside OJ Simpson. But before we jump into the episode, a few quick plugs. Next Thursday, April 18th, 7 p.m. at Young Ethel's, I'll be producing my show, That 80s Improv Challenge Special Just Say No to Drugs Edition. Yes, in honor of 420 week on 4/18, we are going to do a very special show where 3 improv teams compete based off of anti-drug commercials and Cheech and Chong clips of the 1980s. Also on April 25th, Thursday, 7 p.m. at the Red Room, I'll be presenting my show Tale, NYC's finest storytelling. And you can find out all about these shows on my website, harmonleon.com, or on the social medias at Harmon Leon. Also, support Comedy History 101. Take some time to like, subscribe, or comment on the show wherever you get your fine podcasts, and we will read your comments right here on the episode. And now, without further ado, let's jump into OJ Simpson and the hidden camera prank show, Juiced.
You're stupid. Everybody's so stupid.
I'm trying to use the phone! Excuse me!
Comedy History 101.
Get prepared to witness the most highly anticipated video of the year. Get Juiced. You won't believe your eyes as you witness OJ Simpson performing hilarious hidden camera jokes, outrageous pranks, and shocking stunts on unsuspecting people all across America. And you'll witness all the non-stop, uncensored madness caught on tape for the first time ever in this incredible video.
Where's the Bronco?
This insane footage is so controversial, we can't even show it to you on this commercial.
So, Scott, what were we just watching?
I believe that was known as the theme from Juiced.
Ah, yes, Juice,
yeah.
Juice indeed.
Featuring, but it would be like featuring OJ, F-E-A-T, feat OJ Simpson.
Ah, yeah, and also kind of a recognizable co-star. But first of all, welcome to another episode of
Comedy History 101.
I am Harmon Leon, where we school you in comedy. And with me, as always, is Scott Kalanico. How are you, Scott?
I'm fine, Harmon. How are you? I'm ready to get juiced. Whoa, did you just juice me? Is that a for real greeting, or did you?
First of all, before we explain what exactly juiced is, just as preface, the producers just had such high expectations of the comedy value of OJ Simpson and Juiced.
Get Juiced.
Yeah, what's the premise of the show then?
Okay, let's say it's 2006 release of OJ Simpson and Juice. It was a zany hidden camera prank show starring OJ Simpson. In between murder charges and a prison sentence, OJ took some time out to to pull zany hidden camera pranks in this straight to DVD hidden camera show Juice, which actually it premiered on pay-per-view. And also a little footnote is Scott, do you know who co-starred in Juice?
Will that be Harmon Leon?
Yes, indeed. I, my friends, know firsthand of this complete shit show, which is Juice, because I actually co-starred with OJ Simpson in Juice.
Golfers take people touching their golf balls very serious.
The best part about that skit, I had to run towards people that looked at me with extreme hatred and wanted to kill me.
OJ, just sign your ball.
One guy had his club raised up. I thought they were going to kick Harmon's ass.
And people out there, I'm not juicing you and telling you that. I actually did.
This could be an elaborate. This could be a really elaborate Juice where it's all set up, man.
Yeah. We've been waiting since 2006 and had a comedy history podcast where I could actually juice the general public on the existence of Juice. And yes, my friends, this was a real thing. This was a 2-week shoot where OJ Simpson went through a series of hidden camera pranks. It was during the era of Ashton Kutcher's what was the name of the Ashton Kutcher show?
Punk'd.
So
Jackass.
This was around that time where there was Punk'd and there was Jackass and the producers of Juice who their previous credits include such, quality hits as Bum Fights and Backyard Wrestling, thought we are gonna out Jackass and make the most extreme hidden camera show ever.
Yeah, so if I could, why I could bring this up, Harm, this is actually kind of, I was doing my, doing the thing I do, doing a little bit of research here.
Mm-hmm.
I uncovered an interesting little tidbit. So did you, when you worked on the show, did you ever make the acquaintance of the director Todd Richard Lewis?
Yeah, because he was the director.
Okay, so, and what did you think about him? How was he on the set?
I thought like indifferent, so first of all, I was hired to be on Juiced by him. I answered an ad on Craigslist for Actors Wanted, and it said it was a hidden camera show, a celebrity hidden camera show. They didn't say who the celebrity is, so I sent my prank reel, and I was hired. And he said, we can't tell you the name of the celebrity until the day of shooting. And my, expectations were so low. It's like, oh yeah, okay, it's going to be like, schlocky D-list celebrity, Vanilla Ice, or like the other Hilton sister. And then he said, okay, ready? The celebrity is OJ Simpson. I think I was like, oh my God, you're kidding.
Well, and that was the director who told you, Mr. Todd Richard Lewis.
Yeah, so first I thought he kind of played it like, yeah, my girlfriend doesn't like I'm doing this, but I'm going to, just doing it. Then I researched back into his history. He was actually, and it was one of the most horrific videos I've ever seen. He was part of the Bum Fight crew as well. And I saw a video that he did where they were ambushing homeless people and then quickly putting them in duct tape. Yeah. And it was like the most horrific thing. And he's talking like the kind of crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin, and in a bad Australian accent. And I thought that was the most horrific thing. Like these homeless guys, I'm sure it was probably staged, but it looked like they were just fearing for their life, like they were about to be killed.
Yeah, because an interesting side note on that is that the director also kind of, he ran for governor in 2003 when Bum Fights came out. It's kind of a publicity stunt.
Yeah, but that was back when it was like the recall election with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's back when Gary Coleman was running for governor, and he needed like 100 signatures or something. So he was the director, but then there was a producer who was kind of the orchestrator pulling the strings of this. So first you got to go, is it OJ responsible for pulling these hidden camera pranks, or the guy who's orchestrating OJ and talking him into doing this show? Who's going to have a bigger waiting room in hell for them. But the premise of the show, they didn't really think it through. It was like, basically the premise of the entire show would be, and all the pranks would be, something would happen, and then out would pop OJ Simpson.
Right, and he would say, "You've been juiced."
You've been juiced.
Yeah, no, it was like, there was like, pranks like, okay, someone's interviewing to be my potential new roommate, and I'm like, oh, wait, you got to meet, my other roommate. He's so arrogant. He thinks he can get away with murder.
Hey, hold on.
What's that?
I was just going to say, hold on. Are we going to go through the episode in order? Because I've got questions about all of these skits.
Yeah, dude, we could go freeform on it, but It was just to set up the premise of the whole show was, again, something would happen, OJ Simpson would pop out, and then go, you be juiced. But it was like, okay, you got to meet my other roommate, and then OJ Simpson would pop out. And after that, like, initial reveal of OJ, like, usually the pranks didn't go anywhere beyond that.
This is OJ, yeah. But you ate my food, man. I told you, I was telling her about how you ate my food.
You might be one of the roommates? That's a great place. But I live in Miami, so I just...
He wasn't blessed with, like, the Second City School of Improv. He'd be just like, oh, hi, nice meeting you. What's your name? Where are you from? Hi.
Yeah. But, I mean, you kind of committed to your character there. I mean, how did you get into character to play OJ's roommate? Because you had some specific gripes about OJ as a roommate.
Yeah, like he wouldn't do his dishes and he wouldn't follow the cleaning chart.
Yeah, the cleaning rota. That would have been even better.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and she was Hungarian.
I know, but then again, that was just another morally horrible thing about Juice was we didn't have like an apartment where people would come meet us. They would have to, and weirdly, and they would actually show up. They would meet us at a restaurant to talk about the apartment. And we would just, and it's LA, and you drive far, and you're just wasting people's time. And it's like, oh, this is just a crazy hidden camera prank show, but we'll give you a Juice t-shirt.
So what on the like when that roommate one, for example, how many what was on the cutting room floor? So the Hungarian one was the funniest one?
Yeah, I think she was the only one who really turned up, and then maybe one other person who might have been like a friend of someone on the crew. But I know. It was like, and this was like the way towards the end of the 2-week shoot where you just had enough. And the only funny bit of that was I was wearing overalls that were like really high cut, like on Reno 911, like Officer Tangle. Yeah. That was my character. He wore overalls like that.
So were you playing the same character in all of these? Because I noticed some. You had some variations on your characters, all the different skits.
Oh, no. My favorite character was T-Bone.
Okay, who was T-Bone?
Okay, so there was a prank where it was an open house. It was in Las Vegas. So people would come into the open house, and so would OJ. And I was playing like the owner of the house, and like the prank was like there's a bunch of people in there, and then the real estate agent would accidentally knock over a vase, and I would come rushing in so angry. Who the hell broke my vase? Was it you? And then I would start accusing the people, but then OJ would be there. And it's like, oh, did you break my vase? Oh, Mr. Big Hollywood, Danny Glover. And I keep calling him Danny Glover. and OJ actually started getting angry. He's like, I'm not Danny Glover. Okay, Mr. Danny Glover. Okay, Mr. Lethal Weapon. He's like, no, I told you I'm not Danny Glover.
What's Danny Glover doing in my house?
I think you're getting a little carried away, but I'm not Danny Glover. And
I want to know who broke
I
this.
wasn't even over.
But in between there, I kind of dressed as a redneck, and while people were in there, I would just put like a bunch of food and mayonnaise in my mouth, and I would just sort of, during one of the takes, I would just stumble in and then just throw up on the middle of the floor.
Oh, Jesus, man. Sweetheart, come on. Jesus, man.
Yeah, so what I would say, I couldn't really. I think at one point we thought you were the owner, but in some parts of the skit, you just seemed like some random dude who was in there.
Oh yeah. I mean, this was like a whole day of shooting, so I got to be a bunch of things.
Okay, all right.
But that was the only time like OJ let down his character when I just kept calling him Danny Glover. Okay, Mr. Hollywood. Okay, Mr. Danny Glover. Danny Glover thinks he can come into my home and break my precious things.
Yeah, so was that your League of Gentlemen reference? I noticed that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
From the Precious Shop. The Precious.
And one of that, and this I noticed this in the credits because. So what was the thing that got broken the most there?
Oh, it was a vase. It was like I
vase.
think they had something initial that they bought. Oh, it was a vase. And then we ran out of vases, and then it was just bottles.
Okay.
And it's just like, okay, you got to go through the premise of that, why would the owner get mad? But in between that, they would just, out in the backyard would be a topless woman jumping on a trampoline who, during the home tour, would just walk through the house.
She would wander through, yeah. Did you meet this young lady?
Yeah, dude, I was there for 2 weeks.
Right. But did you meet her?
No, I didn't meet her in quotes.
There's no tales from the casting couch for...
no, dude, I wasn't the Harvey Weinstein of Juiced.
No, but you were telling me this story. There was, I think, during the shooting of the rap video, was there some kind of... altercation between some of the audience members, the invitees?
Why do people wonder about my intentions? Why do people ask me so many questions about how I made it to the top? About all the times I made those demons of stuff.
Yeah, so basically, this was in Las Vegas. So, and I believe this was the last thing we shot in Las Vegas. It was a music video of OJ Simpson in a pimp outfit rapping in a rented mansion with topless strippers and a midget dancing around.
Yo, coach, there's no stopping the juice. When I'm on the field, I'm like a lion going loose. Better shoot me with a tranquilizer dart. Don't be stupid. I'm not a Simpson named Bart.
And again, you got to think, some people might think that this imagery alone signifies the end of the world. So they had the owner of the mansion who brought like all his really scummy kind of douchebag friends, and they were just off on the sides, and they were just like they were slamming down like Red Bulls and vodkas like the whole evening, watching all these strippers and OJ. And I was dressed like a cowboy, and I had like this big fake beard. And at one point, the guy came up to me and goes, "Hey, who are you?" He's like, "What do you mean? I'm here, as part of the shoot." He's like, "Oh, okay," because some of the guys just wanted to know.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So first of all, there's just like this horrible bad energy afoot, and they finished up like filming the rap video, and OJ left, but they were doing some shots with the strippers and stuff, and we're like, just kind of dancing shots around the pool. And then suddenly we hear screaming from the bathroom, and it's like the guy who owns the mansion is like, "You can't talk to me like that, you bitch." And then he's just what you gather was he's probably like hitting on the stripper, and she's like, "Get away from me, douchebag." And then he just got angry, and then he kicked everyone immediately out of the mansion. And just when we actually really needed OJ with a confrontation.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, he wasn't around to with his knife skills.
Yeah, so we just all had to just immediately get the hell out of there. I mean, it was just like, all right, there's topless strippers, there's OJ Simpson, there's drunken, douchebags. Like, what more bad energy could possibly, finally erupt, which it did.
Okay. And then what'd you guys do after that happened?
That was another dark moment. We all went back to the hotel, and like we jumped in a limo with the strippers, and I was like being nice, like, "I am sorry, that guy's horrible," because he's just like guy, self-entitled, just suddenly calling these women bitches because they won't give him sexual favors, probably.
Right.
And then we got back to the hotel room, and it was weird because, like, the producer was there, and then OJ was there. No, maybe OJ wasn't there. But then he's like, and I was with the sound guy who I became friends with, and he's like, "You guys got to leave now." And then they closed the door. So I know, we got like, we know something dodgy was afoot.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you were saying the sound guy, in addition to you, he had a kind of a special relationship with OJ?
Yeah, the sound guy said he actually sold OJ weed.
There you go.
But before we dive further into the gags and the premise of Juice, let's just should we use the Wayback Machine, as you say? So this
no, you can't take my. Yes,
you can't take your thing that you took from.
Call it your own name.
Yeah, stuff you should know. This was actually the first time that OJ showed his comedy prowess. His first comedy role, believe it or not, Scott, do you know what it was in? 1973 on Here's Lucy with Lucille Ball.
Here is our business address. Now, we'll wait downstairs in front of that building.
Fine. Well, have a good time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that was that's when he was at USC still, huh?
I don't think he was at USC. I think he was probably a Buffalo Bill in 1973. Okay. Yeah, I think his USC days were in the 60s. And yeah, pretty sure he was a professional football player.
Okay, by that.
Maybe not. And if I'm wrong, please, any listener, please comment and correct me.
They should leave us a comment, yeah. Or rating us. And they should rate this show a 1 because we got that wrong.
Yeah. Feel free to comment and rate us on iTunes. But also in 1978, he also showed his comedy prowess hosting Saturday Night Live, where he was the second athlete ever to host Saturday Night Live. Do you know who the first one was? I didn't actually research that.
I'm gonna throw a guess out there.
Yeah.
Do we have to know it?
No, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm guessing Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah, 1977. Yeah, Fran Tarkenton.
Okay, right.
Good guess.
Fran Tarkenton. All right.
But think about the OJ Simpson hosting Saturday Night Live. It is almost impossible to find that episode. That's one of the few episodes, I think, along with Steven Seagal, that turned out so awful that they've shelved it.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Yeah, because I was trying to go, because I don't remember him hosting, and then I was looking for the episodes. Like, you can find plenty of episodes of Saturday Night Live making fun of OJ, but you can't find the one where OJ actually hosted.
Yeah, I actually found it. You can find it. I think it's on Hulu, but you have to pay for it. They have the full Saturday Night Live library. But some of the gags he pulled on Saturday Night Live, I believe he was a conehead. And I believe...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
John Belushi, as the samurai character, went disco dancing with OJ.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, it was like a Saturday Night Live, Saturday Night Fever takeoff parody kind of thing.
Yeah, there's one I think I remember. Belushi was playing Babe Ruth, and Garrett Morris was... playing the little kid in the hospital bed where Babe Ruth promised they hit a home run, and OJ was sort of just like the narrator.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but he basically, he was in other movies like Capricorn 1 and Towering Inferno. I think all kind of like action type movies. But in 1988, he starred as Norbert in the kicking off the Naked Gun series of movies.
Hey, I saw a kid in Minneapolis fight once. In Cincinnati.
No, you're thinking of Kid New York. He fought out of Philly.
He was killed in the ring in Houston by Tex Colorado. You know, the Arizona assassin.
Yeah, from Dakota.
Oh, yeah.
The Zucker brothers.
Yep.
I believe, 1995? Just after 3 Naked Gun movies under his belt, he murdered his wife and another guy.
Yeah, that was 94, actually, yeah, where he did the murdering.
Yeah, so it was like at the time he was just known as, the Naked Gun guy from...
Yeah.
And he's only cast in Naked Gun because they were parodying those type of movies of, the athlete who couldn't act.
Right, exactly.
So that was his sort of role in that. And then after that, his next comedy role was starring in Juiced.
So, and starring in the white Bronco chase. That was you'd see that as comedy maybe.
Just a little update on the murders. He I just watched If I Did It. Have you seen that documentary that just got re-released? It was like a book that came out, and then the book got shelved. It was they say written by OJ, but it's always all those stuff is ghost written, and it was about it. OJ didn't do the murders, but if he did, in his own words, how he would do it. And there's an interview of him from a 2006 or so. So it must have been right after Juiced of being interviewed about the book and explaining how he would do it.
You reached under the seat for
A knife, but I believe he took it.
Charlie took the knife.
Yeah.
You go through the back gate.
Yes. And while I was there, a guy shows up. In the mood I was in, I started having words with him. Nicole had come out, and we started having words. As things got heated, I just remember Nicole fell and hurt herself. And this guy kind of got into a karate thing. And I said, well, you think you can kick my ass? And I remember I grabbed a knife. I do remember that portion, taking a knife from Charlie. And to be honest, after that, I don't remember, except I'm standing there and there's all kind of stuff around and
What kind of stuff?
Blood and stuff around. I hate to say this, but this is hypothetical.
Right.
It's just mind numbing. It's more mind numbing than Juiced. Yeah, you got to watch it.
Oh my God. Okay, more than Juiced. Okay, wow.
Yeah. So not only did he murder, I guess you got to say allege, to avoid lawsuits, but he just it was just horrifically brutal. He practically decapitated his wife's head.
Allegedly. Yes.
Yeah. After a series of domestic abuse and all that.
Right.
And just back in the day, it was before the CSI shows were big. So when you had in the courtroom a guy explaining DNA testing, and it was just putting, the jury to sleep. It's enough of this is science talk. So with that in mind, the symbol the entire symbol of the murder case and the murders was the white speed Bronco chase. Okay, so jump cut to filming of Juice. There was a scene where OJ, posing as a used car salesman, would try to steer people to buy a white Ford Bronco with a bullet hole in it, which he ad-libbed and said had great escapability.
Now, this is a Bronco signed by OJ Simpson with a authentic bullet hole in it.
Oh!
It's a car that nobody will try to steal from you.
Is there $10,000 in here?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I know you were carrying it.
No, they say that. I was carrying about $3.
$3?
Yeah, that's why they never brought it up in court. It was good for me.
Yeah. This is your
Got me out of harm's way. Listen,
even there was a dead body in it.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's no bodies in this thing. I actually drove this car once and some cop shot at me. Now, I can guarantee you the car has escapability. I mean, if you ever get into some trouble and you got to get away, it has escapability.
That was a real bullet hole, too, or something like that, huh?
Yeah. So it was someone else. They were borrowing that Bronco from somebody, and it actually had a bullet hole in it. And his ad lib would be, it has great escapability. Worked out good for me. The only, well, first of all, if he murdered his wife or didn't murder his wife, that's a major symbol of, the whole situation. The incident. So why would you joke about it either way? How could you fathom either way joking about it isn't good? Either way, the woman who was murdered is the mother of his children, and you're making a joke about, police were chasing me and we got away. But you didn't get away. Yeah. Really.
No, you got caught. Well, you turned yourself in.
He and then there's audio of him and talking to one of the police officers during the white speed Bronco chase, and he's just actually saying, I'm going to blow my brains out. I have a gun to my head.
Just throw the gun out the window. We're not going to bother you. We're going to let you go up there. Just throw it out the window, please. You're scaring everybody. OJ, you there?
This is for me. This is not to keep you guys away from me. This
I know
is for
that.
me.
Nobody's going to hurt
This
you.
is for me.
Okay, it's for you. I know that, but do it for you.
This is for me, for me.
I
That's
know
all.
that. I know that, but do it for the kids too, will you?
Yeah.
Think of your kids.
Yeah.
You're scared.
Just tell them I'm all sorry. You can tell them later on today and tomorrow that I was sorry and that I'm sorry that I did this to the police department.
Listen, I think...
And then, on the set of Juice, it's got great escapability. It worked out for me.
Yep, see, it's all funny. All fun and games. Hardy har.
I mean, if you ever get into some trouble and you got to get away, it has escapability.
Scooting back to like the first day of production of Juice, the producer, I was living in San Francisco and I drove down to LA and I turned up at the production office and right away the producer of Juice said, I just want to make this perfectly clear, Harmon. We really can't mention the murders. So this is like within minute one of like meeting those guys. It's like, okay, no mention of murders. And my thought like driving down was, what if I just start talking about like if like afterwards when we're having drinks, if I just start talking about all the murders I committed, so maybe I could get him to open up a little bit, and then be the guy who actually gets OJ to confess.
Oh man, that could have been your ticket to stardom.
Yeah. But so after like OJ, spent the day doing the white Ford Bronco, used carsman gag, we were all just like kicking back. Ha ha ha, wasn't that funny? And then he's like, they said they found $10,000 in my Bronco when they found me, which wasn't true. I just had, a few dollars on me. And he just started like opening up about the Bronco chase.
What else did he say?
Just giving the details of, what happened when he was like caught and the amount of money he had on him and all that.
But he didn't talk about the passport he had with him or anything?
Oh, no.
Passport.
No, he didn't talk about the passport, and he also had a fake beard.
Yeah.
That's the one that got me. They actually found a fake beard.
That's kind of the thing that you think OJ thinks he can get away with that with the fake beard.
So again, the whole premise of the show was kind of just shock. It's just like something happens and civilians are there, and then surprise, here comes OJ. It's actually OJ. OJ's delivering your pizza. OJ's your roommate. OJ's at the open house with you. OJ, and then I think another one was like a mom, a daughter brought her mom to meet her new boyfriend, and the new boyfriend's OJ.
I didn't see that one.
That one didn't make the cut to it.
Let me ask about this other one because I kind of saw it in there.
Yeah,
the aquarium fishing in the pet store. It's just a little hint as to the wackiness of what that one could have been.
Well, that's the problem with the whole writing of Juiced was because I got the breakdown sheet of all the gags and how they're written out and given out to us. So the writer, which I just went to his IMDb base and see what did he do after Juiced, and not much.
Okay.
It was just he would write these premises and there was no like escalation of the prank. So it's just like OJ goes into a pet store with a fishing pole and starts fishing.
Yeah, well, what more do you need though, Harmon?
Just kind of like, where does that go? Other than it's like OJ doing it?
Yeah, that's it. It's OJ.
Yeah, but so what happened there that didn't make the cut was, so OJ's in disguise at a pet store, and a girl walks in, and OJ goes up to her and goes, if I were OJ Simpson, would you go out with me? And the frightened girl replies, I'm only 17!
Oh my God.
And then OJ coyly retorts, well, if you were 18, I'd go out with you.
Oh dear.
Ooh. Right. So that was like another whole level. He would always, like, even in the used car lot and stuff, he'd always play like OJ the ladies man. You know, like when it was like a woman coming in to buy the white Ford Bronco, he's like, "Oh, you're attractive. Like your man should buy you a white Ford Bronco. A lucky guy like him." And you know, so it was just that level of just like, "Hey, I still got it. The ladies still love me."
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask about. So, what was the premise? Not of the rapping with the midget bit, but the rap singer sketch where you're inviting people in to be a rap singer or something. What was that?
Yeah, so that was the very first shoot, or the very first prank we shot. It was in L.A. So the premise was. Get this. Singers are coming in for an audition to be a background of a rapper of a famous person. And guess who the rapper is? It's OJ.
Right. But here's the thing that kind of got me there. I know it's a little bit of a spoiler in that at one point, you know, in front of the singers, OJ, and I guess that's the director, they get into an argument.
Yeah.
Right? And the director's wearing a shirt that says "juiced" on it. it's like, dude.
That's the premise. Yeah.
Go back and watch. Like, well, then how are you? You're already wearing the shirt that said "juiced" on it, and you're, you know, he hasn't actually said "juiced." You've been juiced yet?
Yeah. So that was another big problem that was problem solved by the director throughout the shoot. Was again, none of these gags sort of went anywhere. So they usually ended up with either me and the director rolling around on the ground like in a fake fight, or just a big argument. So the premise was like these background singers, and I was one of the people auditioning, and I was horrible. And again, it wasn't going anywhere. So then the director jumped in and started arguing with OJ. But that was like the very first gag, and right away when the first thing OJ Simpson says to me, the very first time meeting me, you know, right before we're going to do the gag, is he goes and he whispers to me, he goes, "I want you to shove me." Okay. So it's like this is the first time meeting this iconic alleged murderer, and he's telling me to shove him, and then moments later we're just screaming at each other like in a fake argument.
And which skit was that for?
Oh, this was the recording studio thing.
Okay, all right, that was it. Okay.
Yeah, but then again, it's like people going. There's like a whole waiting room of people for auditioning for this, and they're like, someone said, "Yeah, I had to drive like an hour and a half to get here," and then they find out they're juiced, and then they get a free juiced T-shirt.
Much like the director was wearing to telegraph the gag.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, so we're saying that the premise of Juice is basically something would happen and out would pop OJ, and it's like that's supposed to be, catalyst.
You've been juiced.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like catalyst enough that worthy of a weighty gag.
Right.
And it's like, because I was thinking, okay, so how are people going to react? Are they going to like freak out? There's maybe going to be like crying or just hysteria. And usually like people just like good, normal Americans were actually thrilled when they find out they've been juiced by OJ.
Yeah, it's celebrity, man. Celebrity overcomes everything.
Yeah, exactly.
As we can see with the current president.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it doesn't matter. Like, be it. I just find there was a lot of similarities that of OJ's sociopathness that equates to Trump's sociopathness.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But people were actually just thrilled, and it's like this kid. We were in this like motel lobby at gag, and he's just like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me."
So, and that was the Elvis hotel manager gag deal. What? Tell us about that. Tell us about what happened there.
Oh my God, this is when things like, okay, so first we had like 1 week of shooting in LA, and I was just hired to just be in LA, and then by the end of the week, it was kind of clear that OJ was not gifted with comedic talent. So they hired me on for another week, and then we flew down to Las Vegas. And that's when things just started to get like dark and just really I don't know, word's not really weird. It just got really kind of shady and dark. The gag was there, like OJ was supposed to play a wacky motel clerk, and he's dressed like in this Elvis Presley jumpsuit. And the gag was people would come in and we get their credit card and just, it's just like, this was the gag. We get their credit card and go, oh, I just called your bank and they said that we need to confiscate your credit card. That's the gag. Okay. And just people would just like fucking flip out. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? And there was nothing other than that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah, we're going to have to rip up your credit card.
Yeah, that's not funny. That happened to me this week, dude.
No way. Where? You got juiced?
Here, I got juiced.
They took your credit card?
No, somebody was using my it wasn't my credit card, it was my debit card. So like they were like, okay, we're taking it away. And it was just like, I don't have any choice in this. So like, nope. So like, and then today's a bank holiday here.
Oh, holy shit, dude. Oh, yeah, wow.
So I'm like, well, interesting. I have no way of getting cash.
Wow, you got juiced in real life.
I did. I got juiced, man.
Yeah.
UK style.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, so when we came time for the OJ in a Elvis Presley jumpsuit wacky motel clerk, OJ just showed up like really shit-faced drunk. And just slurring and, so the producer, the guy who brought the world bum fights and backyard wrestling, just created this award-winning formula to keep OJ interested in the juice, which was, just getting him constantly plied with alcohol. So he turned up, because we could tell he was sort of losing interest, like he wouldn't turn up to things on time and just keep, the entire crew waiting. So the premise was, instead of OJ playing the wacky motel clerk, I'd play the wacky motel clerk, and we just sort of prop OJ up in the corner. So the premise was like, if you can't have OJ pulling the pranks, at least you can have OJ near some pranks while they're being pulled.
And then saying, you've been juiced.
Yeah, so again, you've heard me tell this story like on stage, but it's less like, still when like people would come up, OJ would like lean in and he's wearing like Elvis Presley shades and he would go to them, hey, I'm OJ. Hey, do you recognize me? I think that was just like one of those really telling moments of just wanting, recognition of kind of like, what we're talking about with Trump, of just wanting the public to beloved him, and recognize him, and kind of wanting to be back in the spotlight.
Right. Even though when he's juicing people.
Well, even though he's like in disguise, but I think it was just a general blanket statement of why he was doing juiced. Was like, don't you recognize? Look, I'm the funny guy from the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah, don't you remember me?
Yeah,
Capricorn
we could put all that other stuff aside.
Right, it's me, OJ again.
Yeah, and there was another, and again, as far as just playing weird fucking moments, another one was. We were in this motel room, and OJ is being made up to look like an old white man. For this, he was going to be a bingo caller at this like kind of bingo hall with all these old people, and they're making
Bingo J.
Yeah, Bingo J is the official gag. But the makeup didn't make him look like a old white man. It just made him look like a severe burn victim.
That's pretty bad, man.
And it took like a long time for them to put on the makeup. So while OJ's waiting, he's watching like court TV. And he's like talking to himself, and he's talking to the TV like the TV's a person. And first he's going like, when the makeup's being put on, he's going like, the lights are on me, I'm feeling like a star. And then Court TV came on, and it was around the time of the Scott Peterson murder trial, the other famous guy who killed his wife,
right?
Allegedly. and then
Juiced.
but then I got like really uncomfortable because I thought, oh shit, they're gonna bring up OJ, the announcer for Court TV they're gonna start talking about OJ, and I don't know how he'll react to that. And then, but OJ just started talking to the TV like, how are they gonna work me into this? And like he wanted them to mention him in the story. And then he opened up. He's like, the thing is, no, he was talking about Martha Stewart going to jail. And he went like, the thing is, during my trial, my lawyers watched my ass,
Well, so did he crack any OJ jokes?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he did. Again, as far as just like the low points go, that it was also in said motel room. Again, that was like and I think this was like the second day of shooting, so this is like my second full day with OJ Simpson. He actually went, who's the first Jewish guy to get a Heisman Trophy? Fred Goldman, because he's got mine. Which he's making a joke at the expense of the father of his murder victim and having to give up his Heisman Trophy because, he murdered his son.
Murdered people. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Maybe that was part of the show. Like, juiced. You've been juiced.
Allegedly.
Yeah, when he allegedly murdered people. You've been juiced. Whoops, sorry about that.
And then again, I think, this was this was the second day. And I remember at the end of the second day, he went to me, he's like, wow, you really got your chops. Hey, I know some bigwigs at this, he was trying to hook me up with management, they used to manage him. And he's like, first of all, is that going to have any credo? It's like, oh my, this is the guy that OJ recommended. And then second, a friend of mine is a producer in LA, and I told him, OJ was trying to set me up with saying he could set me up and help my career. And my friend just went, that production company closed 7 years ago.
Oh my God, dude. Was it ever I don't know, because allegedly OJ's murdered some people. Were you ever thought he might turn on you?
Yeah, as a matter of, first of all through the 2 weeks straight to DVD production of Juice, OJ kept referring to me as Crazy Boy, which obviously gives you a little insight into my craziness, because how crazy does one have to be referred to as Crazy Boy by OJ Simpson? Pretty crazy. The one time that I felt just kind of this was also in the rap video mansion. OJ brought along his girlfriend, which is a heavy job title.
Right.
And we got to talking, and she was originally from Minnesota, so it's OJ's off filming his rap shit. And we're laughing and joking and talking.
Talking about snow and cheese.
Yeah, not cheese. That's Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, same thing.
And then suddenly, I felt this figure just kind of looking over at us. And it's like, hey, what's going on here? It's like, it's not what you think. That was the one time that it felt like, I don't want to see OJ's jealous side again.
Oh man, okay, all right.
But what was your general thing? You've heard me talk about my exploits on Juice for years, but you've actually just watched it for the very first time. Yes. What was your general takeaway, just as a whole?
I've seen it in bits and pieces before. This is the first time I've ever kind of sat down and watched the whole thing. It's pretty bad. It's pretty the rap video sequences, and then it's a lot of that. It would be odd watching this. There's a lot of parts where it seems like it's about to go to commercial. Mm-hmm. There'll be a lot of coming up right after this, OJ juices somebody, and then it's just and then it's just it's like an infomercial for the juiced thing. It's like this weird meta, advertising itself product. But it's bad. Real bad, man.
Oh, and then I mean, just in case like our listeners can't find a copy of Juice, like all these horrible, unfunny gags that usually go nowhere are segued by topless strippers dancing as transition devices between.
Right, exactly.
The strippers were kind of like the Terry Gilliam to the Monty Python sketches.
Right, yeah, they were like the animated cartoons with boobies.
Yeah, so that bit's like and mostly just blonde women, topless blonde women, like dancing with OJ and giving OJ lap dances where OJ's sort of mugging for the camera.
And he's dressed in a pimp's outfit.
Yeah, he's dressed like a gangster rapper.
Right. Yeah.
Wearing, and forgive me, a wife beater.
Yeah, he is. He is beneath his pimp jacket.
Oh, another thing I forgot to tell you was that made the cutting room floor. What does it make the cutting room floor, or didn't make
the cutting room floor? That's not, but that's like a backhanded compliment because you don't want to make the cutting room floor.
Yeah,
you wound up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, it was. I think like after we filmed the strippers like lap dancing OJ, we went out just to shoot some B-roll like on the Vegas Strip, and we're just asking, do you think OJ did it or not? It's just like everyone was like, oh my God, yeah, he murdered him, definitely. It's just like, and surprisingly, that didn't make the final cut.
Whoops.
And then I guess like one last sort of disturbing thing he said was there was a gag where OJ's golfing, and then I run onto the golf course after everyone. He golfs with a bunch of strangers, plays in with them. And as soon as they hit their ball, I run onto the golf course and steal everyone's golf balls, like down the fairway, and run towards OJ and, trying to get him to autograph the golf balls.
OJ, will you sign me a ball? Come on, will you sign your ball?
Fucker.
OJ, just sign your ball.
Because, obviously that's realistic because obviously he would have such fanatical fans, at that point in his career.
Right, of course, yeah.
And so that usually resulted in just like people just wanting to kill me. And, one guy like actually started chasing me with like his golf club, and I'm waiting for OJ to pop in and go, "You've been juiced. It's just a gag." And OJ would just be, "Oh, that guy's crazy. I don't know who he is." And then finally, he went, "Oh, you're juiced." And no, I think that gag ended with me and the producer wrestling around on the fairway. That was like the ending of the bit. But then afterwards, it was like OJ and me, just like two guys pulling hidden camera pranks, just confiding in each other of, two thespians. He went, OJ went, "Oh, that guy was angry. That guy was like OJ on alcohol."
Oh my God, dude.
It's like, oh, gee, OJ on alcohol. Well,
yeah,
if that guy was very angry. You're right.
That to decapitate someone allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly juiced. Yeah.
And that's interesting because like when I watched that, I always thought you were saying, "OJ, I'm stealing your ball," but you're stealing the balls so you can get them signed.
Yeah, sign my ball, OJ. Sign my ball.
There you go. I thought you were like earlier. I thought you were like showing off to OJ, going, "OJ, I stole the ball. I stole the ball."
Like I'm just another sociopath that he's like befriended.
It's like it's like a Kubrick movie. Every time you watch it, you see something different.
Was anyone in the shot wearing a Juice T-shirt?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like you didn't know that stuff. Was that a slip or wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's like tons of other just plain fucked up moments like that. But the final result, as you saw, not funny because I believe the producers they forgot the simple comedy formula. Hidden camera pranks, no matter how well written or executed, are never funny when the majority of the viewers thinks the person committing the hidden camera pranks also murdered two people.
Right. Not juicing them, but actually murdering them.
Yeah, sure, it's his comeback project, but it's hard to overlook that little incident.
Yeah, exactly. So what else happened after you were done? After the cameras stopped rolling, well, and you guys got real, what happened?
Well, actually, I believe the end result was it played on DirecTV as a pay-per-view special, and then they released it as a DVD, but I think it only sold about 100 copies.
Oh my God, okay.
So
can we see it now?
Well, oh shit! And then now that OJ Made in America, won the Academy Award, and they had the FX series with Cuba Gooding Jr. playing OJ. The producer of Juice re-released Juiced as OJ Simpson Ungloved. No, sorry. He re-released it as.
Right.
Yeah, I think he released it as OJ The Lost Footage, and it's just basically the same shitty Juiced video.
Yeah. And it didn't, that was odd, because what was that Academy Award winning movie? Didn't OJ have a certain co-star in that?
Yeah, OJ Simpson Made in America.
Right, but he had another co-star that was in that movie that might be on this podcast.
Oh, yes. I not only do I make a brief appearance in an Academy Award-winning movie, O.J. Simpson Made in America, but I also have a photo credit because I sold them 3 photos from the set of Juice. So if you look in the credits, I actually have a photo credit. So therefore, I am an Academy Award-winning photographer.
You appear in an Academy Award-winning film too, as well.
Exactly. Yes, indeed. But the end result of Juiced was like as soon as I got done filming Juiced, I wrote up a story that appeared in Maxim. And because of the story, which you can also see, if you go on Vice, you can read my entire account of working on Juice. You can find it on Vice. Just Google my name, Google Vice, and it'll come out. And because of the story of Maxim, like right after Juiced, the story came out, and like 2 days later, I got a call from like the Howard Stern show, and I was on the Howard Stern show.
Harmon's the guy who did the show with him.
Yeah.
And it's a funny as hell article. Hey, Harmon.
Hey, how are you, Howard?
How you doing, man? I read your article. I had to get you on the air.
And as soon as I appeared on the Howard Stern show, I was up in Vancouver gigging, and I had my cell phone, and I had to film like Howard Stern at like 5 in the morning because it's like they film at New York morning. So with the time difference, I had to record that at 5. I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and there was like 20 messages from the producer of Juiced, and he was just threatening to sue me. And I think like on one of his messages is like, I don't care that you were on Howard Stern. What I care about is you were bad mouthing the product. You were saying the product wasn't funny. That's what gets me.
Oh my God.
And then just to bring us up to speed, like 2 years ago, I recorded an episode of This American Life, recounting my time working on Juice. And with that, they did an interview with the producer of Juiced.
I did reach the executive producer of Juiced, Rick Marr. We talked on the phone after months of unanswered voicemails, texts, and emails from us. Then out of the blue, a legal document from him, just a little heads up. Then a series of very friendly but off-the-record conversations mixed in with 2 taped interviews that he only agreed to if he could approve every quote.
Just to sum it up, he completely lied to the host, Nancy Updike.
Rick told me, he buried the project on purpose.
We had the blinders on to make one crazy reality TV show. After we did it, and I think we did that. After we did it, there was a part of me that said, "What the hell did we just do?"
Which was, it's not true. It's so not the case, because I have him being angry at me because I was saying Juiced wasn't funny.
Oh my God.
They actually thought they did good, and no, he didn't think that at all, because it's just like, he just thought like, it's just exploitation. They knew exactly what they're doing. So again, it's like, who gets the bigger room? Who, in the waiting room of hell? Is it the guy who's being exploited by the producer, or the producer?
Right. Yeah.
But if you go on Amazon, you can read a few 5-star reviews of user reviews.
Wow.
Yeah, too funny, says someone back in December 2010. Don't care what they say about OJ. The dude is hilarious.
Oh man. Juiced may have been the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's like Punk'd, except with OJ Simpson. You've been juiced.
Yeah. So,
wait, hold on, wait. This is
go
even
ahead.
better. On that same review, let me say this: though all the murdering and burglarizing he'd done in the past, it hasn't affected his funny bone none.
Holy shit, dude! I'm drinking water, and you almost made me do a spit take. I didn't read that far.
That was good.
So
It was good.
with all the murdering he's done, it hasn't hurt his funny bone.
He doesn't say murdering. It's murdering and burglarizing he's done in the past. Hasn't affected his funny bone. You've been juiced.
I would have put murdering and burglin.
Yeah, that's what I would have put.
That's how I know.
Yeah. Oh well.
So what do you think the takeaway of not only Juice, but just this shock value type humor of kind of like 2000 humor, when when Jackass was there, and you had to be like extreme. It's like, we're doing extreme shit.
Yeah.
What do you think the legacy is?
My legacy. This is I would have to say. My legacy that I'd pull away from this is that it's interesting, is that because they were making this as a straight to DVD, ordering it from the TV or whatnot, and the URL they would have you go to order it was getjuiced.com.
Yeah.
GET juice.com. If you go to that now, it redirects you to a juice bar in Orlando.
Really?
Yes. JuiceOrlando.com.
Oh man, do you think they had to pay hefty for the domain?
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if they bought it from them, or the domain might have just expired. Who knows?
I think it probably just expired because, again,
yeah.
that sleazebag producer's now like trying to get OJ the lost tapes. Like, he rebranded. Yeah. So I don't know if the URL for that is getlosttapesoj.com, but that, because he's like not calling it Juiced anymore.
No more Juiced, man.
Yeah, so I think the takeaway is that's probably could be up there with the worst celebrity reality show ever created.
But as you say, and I know you're fond of saying, Harmon, like Juiced, but this Juiced is the gift that keeps on giving for you. Because you still, every once in a while, you'll get residuals, or somebody will ask you for a picture from it or something, or, ask you to be in an Academy Award-winning movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, again, it's, not only does this shit actually exist, the guy that got to be Kato Kalin to OJ's OJ is me. So it's like, I hate to say it, my friend, but sadly, this is probably the most famous thing I've ever done or will do. I don't
That'll
know.
be on your tombstone, dude.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, you can't make up the story.
No.
It just like, and I was the guy hired to do it, and it's just like, people are fascinated that it would exist in, just to be in that proximity. And it's always like strange, like when you're in those, like, cause I infiltrate a lot of shit. And when you're in those worlds, like, be it like, infiltrating, extremist groups, when you're in the world, the rules of the world, of that world, when you're immersed in it, seem to make sense at the time. And then when you take a step back, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it's like there, when I was immersed in that world, it was like, all right, yeah, sort of makes sense. And then once it's done and you can completely step back, it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, hold on.
But except with that, I was like, I was like pretty much going, I can't believe this. you know, because I was just like, you know, I was secretly jotting down everything that I could, you know, when OJ's like doing OJ jokes, I'm like, all right, this is gonna make for my story the best story, you know, I've ever done. So basically, that's the tale of OJ Simpson and Juice here on Comedy History 101, where we school you in comedy.
And that wraps up our reprise episode on the history of OJ Simpson's hidden camera prank show, Juiced. And remember, as always, take some time to support Comedy History 101 by liking, commenting, or subscribing on the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Also, remember, few quick plugs. Next Thursday, April 18th, 7 p.m. at Young Ethel's, I'll be producing my show, That 80s Improv Challenge, Just Say No Edition. Yes, come out and see 3 improv teams compete by creating scenes from anti-drug commercials and Cheech and Chong clips of the 1980s. Also on April 25th, Thursday, 7 p.m. at the Red Room, I'll be presenting my show Tale, NYC's finest storytelling. And you can find out all about these shows on my website, harmonleon.com, and all about our podcast at Comedy History 101. And until next time, bye-bye.
You're stupid. Everybody so stupid.
I'm trying to use the phone!
Comedy History 101.